was that happy that after the fight, man?
Oh, it was good. I had a few, and man, I really like the wild cherry one. It's the best. So
Uh-huh. Are you trying to get that Nelk Boy sponsorship? I mean, I know they're rolling a happy data, but maybe they could get you in on one of their sponsorships, right?
man, if you got the connections, I would love it, dude, because I truly enjoy Happy Dads. I had a few today as well.
How
So
glad were you? Yeah, how glad were you to see your teammate Trishan Gore, get his UFC win on the same night as you?
I was happy for him, man. He made some changes this camp and really sacrificed and gave it his all, and it paid out. It paid off for him. So for him to come in a huge underdog like he was and pull off a phenomenal victory submission and leave with the 50K, I was excited for him. Happy couldn't it couldn't happen to a better person.
For sure, for sure. And obviously you didn't have that much time to prepare for Carlos Moda, but what did you make of his style, and like was there anything that surprised you in the fight against him?
No, I wasn't surprised. I knew he was tough. You can tell just by watching the opponents that he had fought in the past. His experience in the LFA, two-time champion, BJJ black belt, and yeah, I knew he was a game opponent. But I was prepared and ready.
hmm for sure, man. And after the fight, I looked on Twitter. I feel like you were the most caught out fighter on the card, man. I mean, you have Malcolm Gordon, Ode Osborne, Charles Johnson, who's also a former LFA champion. Just what did you make of all the callouts, and which one was the most interesting, but the most enticing option out of the pack?
Uh, it's part of the game. It's whatever. I'll fight all three of them. I'll fight them all three of them in one night. It doesn't matter to me. And you can't say I haven't done it before because I've won an 8-man tournament in one night in Colorado. So, but me personally, man, I feel like I got some unfinished business with Clayton Rodriguez. He pulled out 6-7 days before the fight. Uh, contacted Mick Maynard, said he was injured, and there was no explanation given to me. There was no, I hurt my rib, I'll be back in 6 weeks, or there wasn't, I tore my ACL, I'll be back in 10 months. It was just, I'm injured, I'm out. So I really prepared for him, and he was the guy I was visualizing the whole fight camp, and it didn't come to fruition, but I think that's the fight that's next.
Do you have like a time frame for like when you would want that fight? Like when do you see yourself returning to the octagon?
Probably February, March. I've had 4 fights in a year time span, and I've won 3, lost 1, and man, I just need some time to be a family guy, be a father, be a husband, and take a 3-4 weeks off and just you know be that the father that I am, and then we'll get back after it in December, the end of November. We'll get back after it and start training again.
hmm what did you make of Charles Johnson trying to fight you in December? Like, is that obviously he has a fight to worry about, but do you think he's like looking at past his opponent? Like, how do you feel about that?
He's got to win his next fight. I don't know why he's worried about me. Who am I? I'm not a Cody Garbrandt, former champion. I'm just a guy out here trying to put food on the plate for my family. But I promise you, I whoop his ass.
Awesome, man, awesome. And I was looking at your pin tweet, man. I think it was back in 2020. You just left your full-time job to pursue a career in fighting. Can you just elaborate more on that and what it meant for you to be picked up by the UFC and leave your full-time job to do something that you love, which is fighting inside the octagon?
Yeah, so I worked at a corrugated supply company, a company called CSC, for 5 years, from when I was 22 to about 26. And I was a supervisor there. I was working 5-6 days a week, 8 to 12 hours a day. And man, I was making like $85,000 a year, and I was fighting I was always made it to practice in the evening time, and it was exhausting, and so I really, had to make a decision whether I wanted to be a fighter or I wanted to take on this role as a supervisor and continue to, you know, do both or just do one, And so I had to make the choice, and I chose fighting, So I quit that job, and I took a job making less money as a lineman with UTech Construction, and it 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 gave me more, like, I didn't have to work as much. So I worked 10 hours a day, Monday through Thursday, and I could train Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, uh, and I wasn't working. So I took that pay cut to chase the dream. And when I was 29 years old, 2 years ago in 2020, uh, the dream paid off. I got the call to uh, fight in the UFC, and I never looked back.
Awesome, man. Awesome story. Great to hear that. And you said that you might want to like return next year in February, maybe. But until then, what's the plan? Are you gonna have some vacation plans with your family? Thanksgiving, Christmas, like what does the rest of the year look like for Cody Durden?
The rest of the year, man, I'm for sure taking at least 2 weeks off. I got some minor injuries from the fight that I'm healing. Nothing serious. It's more like I'm hurt rather than injured, but I'm going to get that taken care of and get back in there the end of November, December, get back in the gym and just show up day in and day out like I normally do. And then I'm hoping to get a fight, like I said, February, March, and get back to American Top Team Coconut Creek in January and start my camp.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And you have 2 wins in a row now, two dominant, performances. Do you feel like if you get a third one in a row, like you have to be a ranked contender at that point, right?
Yeah, I'm just taking it one fight at a time, though. Really, there's still work to do, and there's still growth. That I saw some mistakes I made my last fight that I want to continue to work to grow on. And yeah, man, I'm not really looking forward to that. Like I'm not thinking about that right now. It's just one fight at a time.
For sure, man. I think that's all the questions I had for you. I just want to thank you again for the time, Cody. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there watching?
Thank you to everyone who supports me, and I don't really pay attention to the haters. I love that you guys are there supporting me for every fight, and I appreciate it.